Welcome to Faith in 5, a weekly video devotional designed to discuss practical spiritual concepts in 5 minutes or less. I'm your host, Mark Vandella. I had coffee with a friend today, and it was kind of out of the blue. We had looked to connect and really didn't have an agenda. We just wanted to grab coffee together and talk. And as we sat down, I think both of us kind of felt like, did you need something? Did you need something? What's the point, right? We, in our world of like chasing things down, solving problems, becoming more, accomplishing, earning, all these things, we kind of approach life like it has to have an agenda for it to have meaning. And about, a couple minutes in, we realize like, no, there is no agenda to this meeting. In fact, just meeting has value. And as we just talked about how life's going and caught up on what's going on, we really enjoyed our time, and we even kind of said that at the end of just like, man, this was great. It was so good to connect and not have an agenda. Just hear about what you have going on and hear where life is at this point. And as I drove away, I kind of reflected on actually feeling accomplished, although we didn't have an agenda to accomplish. And I started reflecting on life, and as we've been talking about how we gain deep meaning and more value from life, as a result of a book that I've been working through called Come Matter Here. One of the things that I really thought was, the things that give us the most meaning in life are the people around us. I mean, if you stop and think about every good story, every good movie, everything that we've ever watched or read, the main character is only made better by the people around us or around them. And in her book, Come Matter Here, Hannah Bretcher kind of says this about God as well, that it's not unique, obviously, to like narrative. It's actually the way that God has designed this life and the way that God has kind of written our stories or continued to shape our stories. She says that God is not a God of just self-improvement, right? Like, here's all the things I need to do, so I go do them. He's not the God of just accomplishment and personal goals. He's a God who uses people around us to grow us. In fact, she says, he's a God who knows that if we could just stop thinking about ourselves only, like that the whole world revolves around us, and we could see that our lives, the meaning in our lives is actually shaped by the others in it, our lives would be more meaningful and we would experience more happiness. And I read that, a couple of weeks ago, and then I had this coffee meeting, and the two just collided for me. And the fact that oftentimes we think about our story so focused on us as the main character. But God has written this story in a way that although we are the main character in our own story, and we get to be co-authors with God, our story only gets more interesting and more meaningful based on the characters that are also in that story. And it sent me to this whole chapter in Romans where Paul is kind of talking about how do we live a good life and how do we experience meaning in life. And it's Romans 12. And Paul gives all of these things, kind of a long list of, do this and it will go better. Avoid this and it will go better. If you do this, it'll probably go worse. Like, there's a long list. But kind of in the middle of this long chunk of things, there's this one sentence that really jumped out at me that resonated with my experience with my friend Chad, and as I was reading Hannah's book. It's a simple sentence. Paul says, love each other as brothers and sisters and honor others more than yourselves. See, as we're chasing meaning and we're trying to accomplish and we're trying to achieve and we're trying to be something special, oftentimes we get very focused on us and really kind of selfish in that way. But Paul seems to be saying, yes, love other people. And if you could actually get to the spot where you put others first, like the supporting cast and the supporting characters, if we spent more time focusing on them, and like Hannah suggests, if we could just get ourselves out of the way long enough and see how God is using the others in our lives to grow us, we would actually experience more meaning. Paul says, like, this is the way to a full, whole, meaningful life. And so in your life this week, and as you pursue God and ask questions about what God's doing in your life and how he's shaping you, be on the lookout for the supporting cast. Be on the lookout for the people in your life who have shaped you, who have grown you, maybe the people who you haven't reached out to in a while, and maybe you just need to have coffee. No agenda. But if you can include these people in your lives, God seems to suggest, through Paul, that your life will have more meaning. Like, throw the agenda out the window for a second and invite these supporting characters around, because it's as a result of these supporting characters, these people in our lives, that give us the meaning we desire. This life is not designed to be done alone. It is not designed to accomplish everything and get to the top and be all alone. As Hannah said, if we could see God as a God who uses others to shape us, we would experience more meaning. This week in your life, in your faith, look around you at the supporting cast. Thank them. Do intentional things to include them in your lives. Spend some time with them without agenda. And watch and see where God works and how he bumps you, nudges you, and encourages you. Thanks for watching Faith in 5. If you like what you see, please like and share. If you're interested in making a donation to our ministry, please click the link below.